Okay, welcome everyone. Good afternoon. We'll start our lesson 2. Today lesson will go through LO2 learning outcome to be able to create human resource plan for an organization, and we'll go through how we can create a human resource plan and human resource planning and why planning is important in any organizational setting or within any organization. So we'll go through few examples as well, and we'll try to go through and address all the learning outcome and assessment criteria under learning outcome 2 today. Assess the business factors that consider before the planning. So we'll discuss what factors we need to be considered before the business planning. We'll go through determine the human resource requirement in a different organization context, and we'll develop a human resource plan which we can based on various factors. So we have next lesson we'll go through LO3, LO4, LO5. We have inductive content what we're supposed to be learn. All is a given, so which is given in our slides as well. So please, if you have any question, you can ask me. We'll start. Okay. Anybody remember what we discussed last lesson, please? We'll do a bit recap first. Anyone? Do we remember anything? What we discussed?
We looked at 3 M's.
We discussed 3 M's. Yes, so we discussed money, material, and manpower, which is mean labor. Yes, so what else? We discussed competency and capability, the difference between. Yes, and we discussed what is meant by human resource. We discussed what is meant by yes, well done. What is meant by management. We discussed difference between training and development, and we link why training and development is a crucial. We quoted the example of Nokia, and that was the basic discussion about human resource, important human resource, why is increased with the passage of time. That's all our discussion was during our last lesson. Okay, today lesson you can rate yourself 1 to 10 how much you know about business planning or human resource planning. Have you involved in the business human resource plan? Have you ever prepared the human resource plan? 1 to 10, please. What we know about, what elements can be in a human resource planning, what we need to consider. Yes, please, 1 to 10. What do you think? How much we know? Yes, anyone else? Thanks, Peter. Anyone else, please? Yes, so what we think? Human resource plan 4. Okay, good. Next, please, Arslan. What do you think about human resource planning? Okay, so you can rate yourself. Always good to be when we start any activity. Always rate yourself, your current knowledge about human resource planning. Okay, so which we'll go through. Thanks for reflecting your current knowledge about human resource plan and what is a HRM, human resource management. These are all elements, crucial elements in a human resource. So when we plan everything. We plan recruitment, we plan selection, we go through the employment legislation, we do planning, we plan discipline, grievances, procedures, development, training, reward system, trade union, productivity, motivation, selection process. So these are all key elements in a human resource management. Okay, so today's our key discussion is we'll go through the business factors, growth in changes in the business, and we'll go through competition, labor costs, and how these impact on the human resource planning. We'll discuss the human resource requirement, personal requisites, identification, skills, and experience we need to keep in mind. We'll develop human resource planning, features, requirement, functionality, selection, and recruitment. So we'll discuss some elements of selection and recruitment today lesson, and we'll go through further in the further lessons as well. Okay, we'll start. Okay, so today lesson is all about more focus about human resource planning. Efficient human resource planning is traditionally known as a manpower planning. So manpower planning is a human resource underpinning the effective human resource strategy. is action plan. Various authors define human resource planning is the comparison of the organization resources with the forecast of labor demand. So what is demand? Think about not too many, not too little. If you have too many employees, you think about, many organization failure is the successive supply of labor, because the successive supply of labor is a huge uh, impact on your profitability, because your expenditures will increase. Hence scheduling of activity of acquiring, when you acquire, when you train, when you redeploy, possible discarding the labor in the Johnson and School term. This is the hard end of the strategy. So that is a crucial. When we make the strategy, we need to be keep in mind the human resource planning. Why we need to? Background: HR contribute to overall effectiveness in an organization. Overall organization effectiveness can't be happen if we don't have a recruit. So that's why it's a crucial to be good skilled human being. Think about, some countries is enrich of natural resources, but they're not our developed country. The reason is only because we don't have a skilled human resource. Workers don't have ability to use the resources effectively and create a competitive advantage. So that's why it's a crucial we can create the competitive advantage. Do we know what is meant by competitive advantage? We all know, yes? How we can create the competitive advantage? What do you think? Think about innovation, location, costs, diversification. Yes, so we can create the competitive advantage through all these, and which is the crucial elements. Competitive advantage. It can be achieved this in the number of ways: helping the organization reach its goals, employing the workforce skills and attribute efficiently, increasing the job satisfaction, self-actualization, quality of work life. So that is crucial. HR policies. Yes, so we need to look around. HR policies, program procedures must be communicated effectively. All the level of management need to understand what the HR functions can provide in terms of support, maintaining the ethical and social responsible practices in the workplace. So that is a crucial we need to be look around. Okay, then next we look in the background of effective organization. So we'll go through effective 3 E's. Anyone knows 3 E's? What is stand for? Last lesson. First is effectiveness. We need to measure against the benchmark. When we measure the performance, last lesson we discussed about performance. Anyone knows we discussed about time, cost, and quality. So when we measure the performance, we measure according to the benchmark. So always set the benchmark. If you're according to the benchmark, you're a very effective employees in our organization. If you, let's say, you take 60 minutes to make 1 unit, you use 2 kg of, let's say, material required to make 1 unit, and the product is, let's assume 90% customer satisfaction is required. That was our standard. Okay, which you meet it, you are very effective. Next stage is come very economical, very economics, yes, economy. So then this is if you're using 50 minutes, yes, let's say still you're using 2 kg of material and 90% customers still satisfy, you very economical, because you're saving 10 minutes there. That 10 minutes is mean reducing the cost itself as per unit as well. So think about next stage is efficient. So we need to be look around how we can become efficient. So efficient can be think about if we are using, let's say, 50 minutes, we're using 1.5 kg of material. We cutting the waste, and 95% customer is satisfied with us as well. So this is very efficient. We exceeding in all area. You're leading. So that's why we need to be make sure organization effectiveness in all areas. So the people management in the organization empowerment, pushing the responsibility, lower level of organization. Yes, so giving the rights to the lower level. That's why a couple of you watch the program Undercover Boss. Undercover Boss, which is quite good to watch. Okay, so mistakes has immense, impact on the speed and the efficient organization. The area of primary focus, human resource, HR role is the education managers to empower employees as the processes are the smooth and quicker. The role of HR is identifying, challenging the gaps in the organization, including the processes, can have a significant impact on the overall company result when it's focused on the right gaps. HR connect the managers, influence the manager to focus on the gaps and causing organization ineffective. Yes, so there is a gap. Why other companies are effective here, efficient? Why we not? So there are the gap, so how we can reduce it? So we need to be actualization, the process ensuring the employees feel, their rights and abilities and competencies is being treated equitably. Yes, people have abilities, so we not use it, we not identify, we not manage the talent management. So it's a huge area of subject is called talent management. So we need to be, we have a talent, but how we manage, how we can utilize it. That's the is the area of really unsatisfied tends to be have a higher rate of absentees. Think about in our organization why people not lower quality of output. Actualization lead the better quality. People's needs fulfill. So we need to be when we plan human resource planning, strategic human resource job design is one of the key elements. Job design. Okay, do we know what is the difference between job descriptions and personal specification? Anyone please, what do you think? Is there any difference between two? Anyone? Let's please. What do you think? Is there any difference between job description and personal specification? Description is the requirement by the company and personal specification. Okay, yes. So job description, what is this job is about, what your role and responsibility, and personal specification can be personal qualities, education that are related to the individual characteristic, individual quality. That is a crucial, as well. So these are you're good in time management, you're good in conflict management. Those are the transferable skills, huh? Good in communication. So strategic management, job design, we can design the jobs attracting the employees to imply how we can attract employees, attract how we can attract employees to apply in our own organization. They apply, so that's we need to be. Yes, good compensation. Yes, good compensation. Yes, reward system. In UK we have a is reward is called invested in people. Invested in people organization, those have a gold award. Yes, they can be silver, gold. So these are increase the satisfaction and attract the people will apply. Flexibility, compensation, career progression, company image, all these are the crucial, recruitment and selection. So is the crucial job recruitment. Is there any difference between recruitment and selection? What do you think? Recruitment and selection. Is there any difference between two terms? What do you think? Anyone? A recruitment start with the job advertising, job description, and selection is the actual process of selection. Like in interviews, is the process of selection. Different tests, so selection criteria. So that is a crucial. We need to be look around as well. Training and development, retaining employees, compensation, maintenance, labor relations, separations are these are the crucial element in the planning process. So when we make HR plan, so always need to look around the company's strategic plan, where we want to see as a company, as a country. So we need to be develop HR. HRM is strategic plan. We need to look around HR role, company's plan. We need analysis for this, identify the HR issues, prioritize it, and need to be addressed those. So HR plan, determine the need, recruit and select, and then develop training, compensation, and appraise the performance. Somebody not did the performance right, you should identify the area of development. So you should have a clear appraisal system in place in our organization. If not appropriate, that we not really achieve what we're supposed to be achieved. So HR planning for the future, the personnel needs for an organization, taking in account both internal activities and the factor external environment to ensure the optimum use of existing HR, forecast the future requirement. We need to provide the control and the measure HR as available. You need a forecast. You do the downsizing. You making people redundant. Maybe downsizing mean the right sizing, not too many employees like in various maybe historically we used to be a lot of employees, or we used to be do handwork more. No, is the technology should be reduce the staff, huh? So the anticipate the impact of on the job HR. All we need to estimate the cost. Housing implies different program diversification. All we need to be make sure we'll focus. Okay, so we need to be focused on the external environment. If anything's changed, economics, technologies, like per capita income. Do we know what is meant by per capita income under economic factor? What do you think? What is meant by per capita income? Per capita income, per person income. Good. Yes, per person income, which is mean GDP divided by population. GDP divided by population equal to per capita income. So you can find World Bank data per capita income. So when you want to recruit, you have that give you idea as well. That's a help you to be look around the demand of your product as well. If the per capita income is increasing, that's the sign of good economic growth. Political and legal system, if there is a not transparency, there is a not court system strong, transparent, yes, system is not there, that create a problem. So we need to look around different legislation, union, social cultural factor, professionalism, and all professional bodies as well, their development. So HRM, human resource, environmental, internal, we need to look around as well. Our policies, our organization conflict. So we need to be make sure we'll manage the conflict. Do we have a compliance procedure? We have a whistleblower. Do we know all we know the whistleblower concept? Anyone? Do we know the whistleblower? Okay. Whistleblower mean within our organization is the practices are happening. Somebody is stealing money. Director is our people are unfairly treated. So what we have a separate department where we can raise and we can turn about the malpractices really in our organization is happening. Huh? So we can do external bodies such as we have NCA is National Crime Agency. Another part of is the money laundering, not paying the fair taxes, and those sort of things can be all, and we can implies can be whistleblower, yes, or maybe somebody's fake degree and you have to whistleblow in our organization. So that's the whistleblower concept. Okay, so HRM, human resource planning, in a HRM future personnel needs. We need to keep in mind creating a highly talented personnel, international strategies, foundation, and resistant to change and move. Sometimes employees don't want to change, and you want to bring the change in our organization. Factor can be affect organization growth cycle and planning, environmental uncertainty, organization strategies, outsource. Yes, we can do outsource like IT department can be outsourced, even the payroll department. Lot of companies like here in the UK, the British Gas, they move their payroll in Poland, so we can look around our IT centers in India back offices. So we can look around these is a crucial, for HR planning purposes as well, because we want to cut the cost. And but we need to be keep in mind the legislation like BT call center move into India with respect. So the call center in India, the credit card details being stolen and being shared and being sold in the open market. So when we making the decision, we need to look around the impact. Maybe your short term manages your HR planning, you're doing your short V and you're reducing the cost, but you need to look around the impact as well. So if you're taking ICO, we have an Information Commission Office in UK, we have a DPA, Data Protection Act Regulation 1998, we have a GDPR, New Data Protection Regulation 2018. So all we need to be keep in mind when we'll plan as well. So mature experience, less flexibility, various, so we need to be look around uh, in our planning purposes. So environmental uncertainty, political. So we need to look around the internal growth, narrows, informal, reactive, or flexible. We need to grow through the mergers. Maybe we need to look around the organization. We merge with others, our department, different department merge, or maybe we cutting the the Unilever. We all know the Unilever, yes. They used to be 500 brands. They reduced it to 350 brands. Rest they sold it to the local investors. So because we need to be, they make a lot of people redundant. So that's the right sizing. Downsizing is the right sizing, which is also we need to be carry on. So factor affecting HRP outsourcing. Most of the organization have a surplus labor and they don't want to be worsen problem of hiring more people. So we need to be look around all these factors. We need to organization policy need forecast planning. We need HRP, human resource implementation plan, control and evaluation, surplus, shortage, what we have, how many employees we require. So think about, otherwise we have NHS, we have around minimum is 20,000 doctor shortage. We have around 45,000 nurses shortage in UK. So why we reach at that point? Because we not scan the environment, scanning, we not put the training, yes, we and the people are not willing because due to the incentive not being given. So now the government is planning and taking more local people and looking these things, very closely, and introduce the apprenticeship after GCSE A level apprenticeship scheme. So all these strategies link, so waiting time in NHA&E in accident and emergency, that was the 3 hours standard time. This has been increased to 6 hours. So think about 6 hour waiting time, so is a huge impact on the performance. And due to the COVID-19 even as well, it's worse, so a lot of operations pending due to the because the HR planning not, appropriate. Yes, how many nurses, how many doctors, how many engineers we have a short. So if we don't have the even in back in immigration policies of any country is linked with it. So if not clearly link identify, then of course the huge it's impact on the country's planning. So we need to be make sure in the company point of view as well. HR programs, we need to look around supply forecast. We need to look around the balance in the vacancies and fill. We HR plan implementation. We need to job analysis is the process of identifying necessary skills, what is required, knowledge, abilities. So last lesson we discuss about STAR method. Yes. So what competency you should identify the competencies of each role. Then you need to be, yes, measure the competencies and recruit the right person, not just the degree is the criteria. Job evaluation. This means the information in the job analysis systematically determine the value of each job in relation to all the jobs within the organization. Job evaluation as the basic approaches. Ranking method we can use, rank them, high rank, low them, low what skills and are classified method, factor comparison, and the point method. So these are all methods we can use for the, okay, then we have a job enlargement is meant by giving more role and responsibility to individual, enhancing the job. So that can be enlargement and enrichment. Enrichment is the vertical job loading, and this is horizontal job loading. Job rotation from one department to other department, worker trades. We need a planning. What sort of the trade behavior required? Yes, at work. That is a crucial behavior management side as well. We need to be HR planning. And we have a case study, guys. I send you in your mailbox, please. You can make sure you read this case study before next lesson, and then next lesson we can discuss. So we have Aldi. Aldi is opening almost every week one new store in UK. So they are really capturing the market shares, and they are developing training and development through, and this company is fast growing in the UK. Focus on the cost, quality, and quickness. Yes, the new business model they introduce, simple, not putting everything on the shelf, introducing everything in the boxes. And ultimately, this company is fast growing now. So it's been identified the already use the functions for business, different, more bureaucratic personnel function. So please, you can read this, the case study. Any question, anyone? If any question, you can stop me. Okay, next we have the organization strategies, organization culture, competitive financial environment, current organization situation, need available the organization quantity and skill, available the financial resources, HR activities, all we need to be focused in the HR planning. Okay, according to the Michael Porter gave the 4 types of strategy. One of the great scholar, Michael Porter, he gave the 4 competitive strategies. So normally in a HR perspective, we can use different strategies. So one is called the cost leadership. If we have a company overall strategy, our HR strategy should be matched. If we have a organization strategy, cost leadership, we need efficiency, stability, and cost control. Our HR strategy, long HR planning horizon, we need to develop the skill in the existing employees, job and employee specialization in efficiencies. We need to promote from the within our organization. We need to be extensive training. We need to hire and train specific capabilities. Yes, that's help to reduce the cost, because our overall organization strategy is based on our HR strategy should be based on overall organization. If we have a differentiation strategy, growth, innovation, and decentralization, then we need shorter HR planning horizon. We need to carry on training because we have a differentiation we want than our competitor, higher the HR capability needed, broader and more flexible jobs of employees. So what we can do, HR activities, external staffing, less training, hire and train for the broad competency. So that's we need to be develop the strategies in a HR planning purposes, keeping in the, so culture is the composed of the society, social factors as well. So affecting the values, belief, and actions of the people. So power, distance, equality, individualism, masculinity, these are given. The model is a cultural model by Hofstede, one of the authors, and we need to look around different countries, have different culture, and our strategy should be reflect according to the culture. Okay, HR management play a significant role in the several dimensions. Organization effectiveness, we can look around financial contribution, return on investment. We investing on health and safety training, but still the people injured people. So it's our health and safety training is not effective. is the waste of resources. So we need to be think about service quality, organization culture. All is we need to be linked with the financial return as well. Okay. Then strategic human resource and planning in the organization productivity. We need to look around how to improve the organization productivity, right size, redundancies. Okay, we have in UK, which we will go through for the lesson, redundant laws. If you are a 1 year, every 1 year, if the organization make redundant, they have to pay 1 week salary to employees. So time by the age factor. If you are a 40 year plus, times by 3. So because as you're older, you have less chance to get the job. So strategic human resource, right people, right capability, right time, and the right place. So that is the key message, HR planning we need to. Okay, then next we're looking HR units and the managers. We need to be work together each department and identify what is the really need for organization in a HR point of view. So organization strategic objective analyze the internal HR capabilities, surveys, people available, strategies, organization need, and forecasting. Yes, all we need to carry on doing. Environmental scanning, which we earlier said, and then you carry on internal assessment, what skills and abilities we have. If environment change with people, we need to be train them, we need to provide the training. Okay, it's internal assessment of organization capabilities, inventories as employees. Yes, what key skills, knowledge, skills, and abilities. So nowadays, knowledge, skills, and behaviors as well to manage. So component of organization capabilities, workforce, individual demographic. Yes, all we need to be look around how many employees we have. We need a diverse. Yes, we need to be not migration in the areas. Maybe we can look around graduate. How many people linking with the university. That's also, and the forecast, HR, supply and demands we need to be battlely for the HR planning purposes. Managing HR supply and demands and managing human resource surplus, downsizing, which we said, reduction in the force mean reducing the number of employees. Yes, so all these can be causes of economics, the downturn at the moment due to the COVID-19 if we have a surplus employees. So what we can do when we estimate the labor supply per unit, how many, yes, current staffing level, projected outflow this year, projected inflow cash, we can look around the internal, we can look around the sources with the internal and external promotion, current staff level, and successful outflow. Yes, promotion, turnovers, termination, maybe people retired, layoff, all we need to be planned. Okay, we can use the formulas as well. It's numerical return on investment. Yes, so we can calculation of showing the value of the expenditures for HR. So that's we can look around. We've been given here. Yes, operating cost for the period. We can look around one-time cost of acquisition and implement, and we can look around the productivity for the period. So productivity divided by the cost, so times by 100, we can say what percentage of return what we spend it. Thus we can look around HR planning, benchmarking. Yes, good to be benchmark against the industry averages. HR preference, we need to be measure the impact of HR services on the organization always. Then we have strategies, resource based. We can look around the physical, financial, intellectual, like we discussed 3 M's as well. So we need to be manage these, and we need to be develop the strategies for these. We have to be look around the threshold resources to meet the minimum requirement. We need to create the unique resources to create the competitive advantage. Threshold competencies, minimum requirement organization need. We need to create the core competencies which your competitors can't create it to create the competitive advantage. HR human resource is concerned with the human resource competencies in terms of skills, attitudes, knowledge, behavior, and potential and aptitude. So we need to be design the selection process that meet as well. Okay, then we have the competencies, threshold competencies. We need to unique competencies, core competencies, inadequate resources, and redundant competencies. So competency not stay. So we need to be look around what new skills required, because maybe the people are latest degrees, they are doing, and well, people as a resource, competencies, performance, people's behaviors, collective policies, and people's organization structure and function. All we need to be focused in the planning. So HR planning skills, business planning process, and HR issues analysis we need to do. We need to look around the forecasting requirement, and we need to make action plan. Anybody any question? Okay. Then we have, if you have any question, please you can stop me and ask question. Develop human resource plan. Component of human resource plan, we need to gather the data, we need to make the plan. Supply, we need to look around the demand, we need to look around the employees utilization, we need to look around development learning, we need to look around the performance, we need to look around the reward plan, we need to look around employees relation and communication plan. How often we need to communicate with employees, and we need to be up to date, with the employees is crucial. We can think about they are honor in the company. That's why the lot of companies, they have a reward plan giving the shares to workers, so they can feel as honor in the company, not just the employees as a. So that's the crucial. I copied the link, guys. Please to do quiz in your end. You can copy this link and you can play with the human resource planning quiz. That is quite good to play and to enhance your understanding about the human resource and human resource planning. And please make sure you read the case study before our next lesson. Anybody any question? So today we discuss about human resource planning. We cover LO2, and the next lesson we'll go through LO3 next week, and LO4. So that's all today, and I hope speak you all. If you have a question, you can ask. If no question, that's absolutely fine. So we'll keep up to here. Anybody any question? So homework, please read the case study. Read the case study. You have one book as well, which is called Pathway 7002, and you can read the chapter from it. And that's all will be on Moodle. You can access the videos and everything should be on Moodle, which is through LMS systems. And hope so you have a password. If not, you can send emails to admin, please, admin@ukversity.co.uk, and somebody will guide you from office as well. So all the resources will be available. I already sent the books and this research paper, but if you want me to send you, you can drop me email. I can forward you on your email as well. And my email, anjum@ukversity.co.uk, please. And that's all today, and hope so I'll speak you, and have a nice remaining a bit weekend. And here in the UK, of course, Monday is a holiday as well, and I hope so I'll speak you next week.